After several episodes of scrupulous planning, meticulous care for every detail, how's the plan going to unfold about saving those that are, well, they're basically battery chickens, aren't they? And so far in Log Horizon, it has been shown that the main source of issues for people in this world is predominantly other people. The monsters and whatnot that are roaming around aren't really all that terrifying. But maybe there's some big world event planned. But first, let's head on to the rescue. And so are we also going to learn of various, other guilds, and actually who is part of them. DDD. It's kind of obvious that we're meant to be interested in what's going on with DDD, considering the amount of times he's kind of popped up saying, "Ooh, look at him go." What's your... Go on. 4 people. Still, it's not too bad. I've been in guilds with 1. Me. Can't disappoint anyone if there's no one to disappoint. Life lesson. Not sure if it's a good life lesson. How many episodes are there in Log Horizon? 20? Is this a 24 one? And or is it a 12? Either way, I kind of don't want it to change the intro. I know that there are there's at least 2 seasons, I think, with a 3rd coming out, or... Yeah, my knowledge on what's out now is very limited. Surprise, surprise. But would all of the music be in this... be in a similar vein as this? I think a bit more world building and what's kind of going on would be nice. It must be quite annoying that you'd actually have to go in person and sit down rather than just, send some messages. Unnecessary removal of a chair. That's not who he is at the minute, but sure. Are they all somewhat indebted to him? Really, it's the first time I've heard of it. I'm surprised it's the first time someone's thought of this. Was it meant to be all working collaboration, but there was a still strive for personal gain? Not every deliberation is deemed to be a defeat. There have been some successful treaties formed in the past. And if it doesn't exist, kind of a short-sighted way of thinking about it, but sure. There. Is he not going to say anything? Didn't he even try to reach out at all? Yeah, they've been given their own task to handle in the background. Don't speak too loudly about it, though. Keep the door open. Huh. That's actually quite a good idea. Keep control of the cathedral as well, because if you're going to take them out, they're going to respawn. And if any of them suffer while trying to escape, then he's there to help as well. I didn't think about the respawning aspect at all. Is he a brain-dead henchman, or is he actually somewhat smart enough to realise that there's a plan? Are these talks going to be on the verge of complete collapse? And then it goes, oh, by the way, this guild has been completely destroyed from the inside while we were talking. Yeah, that was me. To think that he chose that face to be a character. Why didn't his chair disappear? So, gain the trust of the lower class in this case. You have a monumental force. Are you actually unaware of what's going on? Various noises. Are they all in? Yep. Technically, no, but the things that are imposed, just because it isn't a law doesn't mean it can't be in the future. That's kind of the thing about laws. We create them and amend them where needed. We've seen in recent times, and quite a lot throughout history, rule by mob law can descend into complete devastation quickly. No trade, no goods. They are, well, maybe not attacked, but at least makes their lives difficult if they're in town causing trouble. I think having a at least some outlet to confide in other guilds, even if it is just surface level. Okay. That he don't. Hippity hoppity. Now my property. Are expelled. Why would any system allow one person that amount of power? Oh, you can see all of the 12-year-olds playing Grand Theft Auto with there being admins there going completely power crazy over this. Basically cutting off their access to a lot of functions. And to get around that, I'm guessing they have to go to a completely different city. Unless you've got a griffin. Are we witnessing a hero or the antagonist? Well, just don't go on his bad side. truly good antagonists and whatnot know how to hide it and seem normal. Can he lock people inside their guild house? So, yep, this is now your prison. Nice throat strike. But still, he's probably quite higher level, so you might want to back off towards the door. Crowd control, silences, stuns, all of these kind of things would be quite useful. And we know that going to the cathedral is, respawning, but I can't remember if they've actually alluded more onto what's behind that, or if there's more. Make sure you get them all, though. Kind of. What about the silver swords who just left? Kind of. It's tough talking, but to think that they used the money that they got there, they paid for their own destruction, essentially. At least if they fight back against them. As long as he's holding up his end of the bargain. Oh, it's bugs. Okay. I was wondering if it was some sort of like dust storm or something. Level isn't everything, but the vast majority of times it is an incredibly good indicator of when you're completely boned. Is she going to end up like sacrificing herself so that he can get out, kind of thing? Who was in that wheelchair? It is their prison. Do you even? Well, I guess they can get out of it quite easily by killing themselves, but still. Damn it. Baka Kitsune. is this really the time to think everything's okay? This is usually... Yeah. What's he doing against that door? Oh, he could have done more than that. Start off with a knife to the neck, not a kick. Yeah, the most important one. The fact that she's completely uninterested while this is going on. So grapplers and whatnot are incredibly overpowered if you're in town. But that was easy. And while you're at it, we'd like to join the Log Horizon. Yeah, the Axis cult and Aqua and whatnot wouldn't do anything to help so many people. A good backing track to the goals of the heroic. Perfect. This is about a different matter, mate. You glasses-wearing cocky bastards. That went far more smoothly than I thought it was going to. Apparently, taking over enemy's guild, extracting all of their members, and taking down the big leader isn't as difficult as it seems. Especially when you can just lock them in. But I kind of thought that it was... They could have done something like one or two of them get left behind. So you'd have to do a more like rescue mission, but I guess that kind of undermined the whole Shirei is like some omnipotent deity at this point. Oh, no. Back to the monster fields, the dungeons and whatnot. Now, while most of us would probably struggle with just keeping up with what's going on in that meeting and everyone's mood and the potential twists and turns and pitfalls that just those kind of talks can lead to. Yeah, sure, it was... This isn't really what I'm focused on right now. I'm doing something else. I'm just here to kind of tell you all what your new life is going to be like, and you're going to like it. Or I'm taking away your access to basic amenities. Why anyone would just allow... I said it before, but who would program, like, someone now owns the guild bank? Well, the entire guild building, but still. I guess, yeah, as I said, it wouldn't have been that big of an issue if the transport gates were still open, but still. And I'm kind of questioning why, oh, don't worry, it's not PvP, it's just strangulation. Well, I guess. Otherwise, some people's night lives might be affected slightly. But if you enjoyed that episode, make sure to let me know down below by either liking the video or leaving a comment as well. Maybe what your guild name would be, or if you've been in several guilds that have left an impression on you, what game it was from. And if you want to make sure to never miss a future upload, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. But I must say, most importantly, get yourself some rest so that I can see you in the next one. If you want to take ownership of the guild building that would be my channel to keep out all of those dreaded sponsors much like Raid Shadow Legends and keep things the way they are, then consider heading over onto Patreon and helping me out there. And to those that already are, like Flawed Otaku, Sal, Raywin, Aegis TR, Dynamite 1997, Aisha Shiwan, ASD and everyone else, keep good hold of that lock and key, otherwise you may hear, this video is sponsored by, and we don't want that now, do we?